What's going on YouTube? Apache here, bringing you a video on how to win more gunfights. Yes, I know, you've probably seen a lot of videos. This is my take on it from what I've learned since Call of Duty 4, watching pros, and playing competitive, and just playing the game point blank, period. Now, this isn't going to work for everybody, and I know this game's just about over with the beta for Infinite Warfare coming out October 14th, and then the actual game coming out around early November, I think. But it works with any Call of Duty that has crosshairs, like I said, with the exception that movement in some of the games differ, and so do guns. But with that said, I hope this helps you in at least one area, or that you pick up on something that you didn't previously know before. And with that said, enjoy the video, guys. Okay, so I'm not going to take too long on this part just because I'm not here to throw equipment at you guys, but if you're brand new to this, if you're not, this will only take a second anyways. Okay, so you're going to want a headset because you're going to be able to hear footsteps around you. It allows you to have more awareness and you'll be more ready for the gunfight. A scuff controller because you're able to take your thumbs off the joystick because there's buttons on the back of the controller. You're able to make movements simultaneously and be harder to shoot at. Lastly, you're going to want a monitor. If you're playing on a 50-inch TV, your reaction time is going to be delayed and your movements are going to be delayed because it takes your TV a longer amount of time to register what's going on. So you're going to want a monitor. Personally, I have a BenQ RL24 something. Okay, now let's get into the actual 10 things that I can give you. Okay, so what you're looking at is a stronghold map where I got a nuclear on. But the first tip is centering. It's something that it's a term that competitive players use for something that you're already subconsciously doing. If somebody flies out from behind a doorway, you're not trying to just brainlessly aim at them and just hope for the best, you know. It's making sure that the center of your that they're in the center of your crosshairs. And if you're running past a doorway, you're not just your crosshairs aren't just going wherever your screen looks. You want to make sure that your crosshairs are looking at that door and then moving on to look at a head glitch, and you want to make sure that you're centering every possibility of where somebody could pop out from behind. That way when they do pop out from behind, you're not having to adjust your screen as much in that right analog stick if you don't play inverted, which I don't. But yeah, it's something that seems like it's brainless for me to talk about, but if you actually consciously take an hour out of your day and think about it while you play, it will not only seem like your reaction time goes up, but the steadiness of your screen seems like it's just smoother and it's not as weird, robotic, and that's something that's big. Your reaction time doesn't really go up, you're just having to adjust your screen less. Now, the next one is cameraing. It's one of the most annoying things to ever happen, and it almost seems like it makes a player better than they really are. What it is you want to hug the walls. You really want to walk close to the walls and then either jump around a wall and stay close to the wall, because when you do this, when you're jumping around a wall, you're for a split second, if you play the game in theater mode in slow motion and look from both perspectives, whoever's jumping around that wall that is super close to it is gonna actually see the other player before they see you. Now, when you do this, much of the time, you're gonna get 2 to 3 bullets in the other person, and as long as you keep a steady beat with your gun, you're gonna get the kill because they don't really have that time to react. Now, you might say, of course, if you jump around a corner, you're gonna have the jump on somebody, but if you jump close to the wall, you're gonna have an even better jump. I mean, we've all killed countless people who jump around a corner, but the ones that are hardest to kill are the ones that really hug that wall and camera you before you're able to see them. Now, this is another what sounds like a no-brainer, but when you actually pay attention to it, it will actually matter. Now, save yourself the time when your teammates are watching you in a round 11 search and destroy, and don't embarrass yourself. When you're aiming at somebody mid to long range with a submachine gun, you want to aim mostly at their kneecaps. If they're up more close to you, you want to aim somewhere between their hips or their thighs, somewhere around there. Let the gun do the recoil. Don't go for those body shots with the VMP. You can't perfect it in a sense that you're never going to shoot somebody in the stomach with the VMP, but try and just consciously focus on aiming a little bit lower than you are right now if you're having trouble with the VMP. Now with assault rifles, you're going to want to aim more towards the torso, opposite of what you do with the submachine gun. Because, I mean, if you flinch or get shot when you're shooting at somebody with an M8, it's just going to recoil and hopefully get a headshot. It's kind of random, I'm not going to lie. The next thing is, don't get too greedy in the middle of a gunfight. It's okay to pre-fire a doorway. If both of you are strafing in and out of a doorway, it's okay to pre-fire. But what you don't want to do is if they are nowhere near your crosshair, let's say he's jumping over you, don't continue to shoot until he's in your crosshairs. Wait for a second, because you're doing nothing but wasting ammo. Now, if he's in your crosshair or around it, you can pre-fire. Or if he's about to be around a doorway, or you're predicting him to come around the door, then you can pre-fire. But by all means, if he's a long ways away and you're using a VMP, a Kuda, especially a Vesper, don't sit there and keep shooting until it finally kills him. Control your shot, shoot a little bit, stop, shoot a little bit, wait a second. Don't be the madman that gets turned on. Now this one's going to vary from Call of Duty player to Call of Duty player. If you're ever a Halo player, chances are you'll probably already be good at this. When you're really up close to somebody, let's say you're both in the same room, you notice each other, what you want to do is when you strafe, you want to strafe really fast, left to right, but you don't want to strafe too wide. You want to strafe really quick and short. I mean, with variation, it differs a little bit, and it's all about just finding the perfect medium. If you're at long range, you want to strafe really wide, left and right, but fast. You could go right, just strafe to the right, and then hit the left, just strafe back to the left really fast, and it'll throw off somebody's shot. Don't forget, you're not only shooting at them, they're shooting at you, and your movement is just as important as you shooting at them. Your movement is just as important as your aim. Now, a lot of people say, you know, this guy's got a really good shot. Sometimes it's because he's got a really good movement to back it up, that he's winning these gunfights. I mean, it's harder to hit somebody that just plays with your head. Now this one's kind of tricky because you have to know when to do it and when's the right time. How will you know when it's the right time? It depends on you as a player. Are you better when you pre-aim something, or are you better when you just snap onto somebody? And by snap onto somebody, I mean you just aim shoot right there, right quick. And that's usually, again, something that a submachine gun player would do. It's very rarely, I mean, it happens, but it's very rarely something that an AR player pulls off just consistently and consecutively. Now, what it is, I mean, this falls back with centering. If you have somebody centered, what you want to do is you can snap onto them, and a lot of the times, especially I noticed in Black Ops 3, I don't know if it'll be the same in Advanced Warfare, but if you just snap onto somebody instead of just pre-aiming a door and you're ready for them to come through, but you're not necessarily pre-aimed, you're just ready to L-trigger shoot, a lot of the times, for some reason, I can't explain to you why, but it works for me, and it may not work for you. This could be something where we differ. But if you just try that, it could actually help your gameplay out a lot. Now this is going to be probably the most greedy thing that I can give you out of this, and that is baiting your teammates. Pro players do it. If somebody's 100 off their Cerberus, they will call out to somebody, say, hey, bait for me so I can get this Cerberus. Now you can do the exact same thing in pubs. If you're 100 off a Cerberus, don't feel like you need to get that next kill and you need to just get it right away, or you're gonna die and get caught off guard. Let your teammate run in a room and either kill the guy, that's fine, whatever, you can find somebody else. Or if they die, then you get to come in the room and clean up that kill, because the person on the other team is already weak. And they do it in Pro Call of Duty because winning is all that matters. And if you have score streaks, then chances are you're gonna win. So when you're around your score streak, so you're about to get them, don't play too greedy to where you're playing alone. Let your teammates jump out there, take the flak, be kind of like a scavenger, jump into a gunfight that's already happening. Does that mean you're stealing somebody's kill? Possibly. Oh well, it's Call of Duty, it doesn't really matter that much if you're just in a pub. The last thing that I can give you is that you just need tenure. You have to play a lot of Call of Duty. I mean, a crap ton of Call of Duty. I mean, I've been playing since COD 4. I'm still not the best player that there is, and I know that. That's why I continue to learn. Every single year, a different Call of Duty comes out. I take something that I find out from one Call of Duty, and I try it in the next. I don't know if some aspects of Black Ops 3 will be around in Advanced Warfare, but it doesn't really matter because I played this Call of Duty a lot, and I played all of the Call of Duties a lot, and for the past, well, since 2007, 2008. And if you're new to Call of Duty, or if, you know, Advanced Warfare or Ghost was your first Call of Duty, some players are just naturally talented and can just come in and get good in 1 to 2 Call of Duties, but most of the time it's going to take you a few Call of Duties before you actually end up seeing really crazy results, and you end up, you know, within the top of the ladder on game battles or UMG, or you go to a LAN and you place really well at a LAN. So it just takes time, and you have to be patient and willing to learn. And I believe right about here is where I get my nuke. So if you guys want to like the video, subscribe to see more, help the channel out, I'd really appreciate that. I left all of my social media links in the description below, as well as my live stream. I live stream at Twitch pretty much all the time, and I tried a few new things out with this video. But with that said, I will see you guys later.